everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit. I am working on a fan film review too, and that should be released maybe later this weekend. But here I'm talking about Spider-Man: No Way Home, which was released technically today. I saw it last night at 10:30, and I don't think I've had a better theater experience since. So let me tell you about that. Ignore the Fortnite in the background. I couldn't come up with a better background. In this section right here is spoiler free. The second half of the video is going to have spoilers, but I will let you know when the spoilers are going to begin, so you do not worry about that. You can watch the beginning part of this video, what I'm about to say right now, and be completely spoiler free. So let's dive into it. I loved the visuals of this movie. This movie was really good looking. Like, the CGI was fantastic, the set pieces were fantastic, the colors were great. Everything about this movie was really, really well done visually, which, I mean, you'd come to expect by now with a Marvel movie, especially this late in their lineup. But I mean, like, again, it did not disappoint visually. The characters were fantastic. Every single one of the characters did a fantastic job, or the actors, I should say, did a fantastic job. And yeah, each and every character, even the unlikable characters from previous movies, I liked here. And they did a great job. I don't really know what to say, actually. I'm going to take a sidebar here. I'm going to let you guys know that after seeing this, my brain is kind of scrambled. My thoughts are a little all over the place, and I don't really know how to formulate, because there was so much about this movie that, like, it's not like Resident Evil, where there was just a lot that I disliked. This is a unique experience. And any Marvel fan or Spider-Man fan should go and see it, because, like, it's something that I couldn't quite put into words. It was just great. This is a very dystopian, like, situation that Spider-Man found himself in. I mean, like, his identity was revealed in the previous movie. Everybody knows who he is, and he was framed for murder. So it's not like people just find out who he is and he has to worry about the villains. Everybody thinks that he's a villain. So everything kind of sucks for him and everybody that he knows, and I liked that. I liked that it's kind of like he's struggling the entire movie in more ways than one, and I think that worked really well here, and I think it was kind of a change of pace for these characters, and I think it worked really well, especially for Spider-Man. Now, the last thing I wrote on my notes here is simply every fan should enjoy it, and that's true, but I don't really know. I think what I wrote down last night was me trying my best to, like, not reveal anything about the movie, but you can't really talk about it without revealing important parts about the movie. So, without further ado, we're going to jump into the spoilers. Warning, spoilers from now on in the video. So if you haven't seen it yet, click off, or if you don't care, or you already have seen it, stick around. There's a lot of references to previous movies. Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, while he's good, in this movie, for half of it, his screen time, he's playing Norman Osborn, and the other half he's playing Green Goblin. And he references a lot of things. I mean, like, the characters themselves, since they are from the previous movies, they reference previous events and stuff, but there's a lot of references to, like, lines and stuff like that. Like, Willem Dafoe says, "I'm somewhat of a scientist myself," which I liked. I liked all the nods to the previous movies. I think it was great. Fan service done well. Matt Murdock shows up. My brother could talk a lot more about that, but he's not here. I haven't seen the Daredevil show. I don't know a lot about the character. I'm not very familiar with all that, but I did recognize him when it was said that Peter Parker needed a good lawyer. Matt Murdock was there. He only is there for about a minute, but it was a cameo that was worth it. It was a really well done cameo. And I think I appreciate that. Even if I'm not familiar with the character, I appreciate them putting him in there. Them trying to fit everything. Because I know Spider-Man and Daredevil have, like, crossed paths in the comics multiple times. So I just think it was nice. Of course, they don't know he's Daredevil in that. But, yeah, I don't know. Dr. Otto Octavius, he shows up. I mean, a lot of what you see in the trailers happens very early in the movie, besides the final battle. Doc Ock shows up, and after Peter captures him and takes him to Doctor Strange's, like, dungeon, he's evil up until then. But, like, as soon as... After he's released, they give him a chip that fixes his broken inhibitor chip, and he's good for, like, the rest of the movie, which I like, because I like seeing Doc Ock. I like seeing Doc Ock good. Even though he's my favorite Sinister Six member, I want to say. I like how he wasn't the main villain in this movie. Green Goblin is, and both of them do an amazing job with what they do. And obviously, the two people are familiar with each other. Norman Osborn and Otto Octavius. They know each other from their universes, so they have a lot of cool back and forth dialogue, both as their villain versions and as their normal, like, good versions, and I think that's really cool. Goblin kills May. He kills her. It's something that I didn't really see coming. I thought that Happy would be the one that died, but no, it was May. And now Peter has nobody. And as she's bleeding out in Peter's arms, she gives him the with great power comes great responsibility talk, which I don't know if I like. That's one of my minor dislikes. All of my dislikes about this movie are very, very minor, that to the point where it doesn't even, like, really affect the rating. But yeah, she gives him the with great power comes great responsibility talk. I don't like that aspect of it, but I did love how May's death pushed him over the edge. Because in the comics, Kingpin has May shot, and that wigs Peter out so much, like, he loses it for a bit, and he actually he stops pulling his punches, and he just kicks the crap out of Kingpin. And something very similar happens in this movie. May's death just pushes him over the edge, and in that final battle, he fully intends to kill Goblin. He even said that he would stop pulling his punches and he didn't care anymore. He fully intends to kill Goblin, but he doesn't, and I'll tell you why later in the video. The fights were incredibly well choreographed. I don't know why I have that in my spoiler section, but they were. Some complaints that people had from the original two Tom Holland Spider-Man movies were like that was like the combat wasn't really like punching each other like the other Spider-Man movies, and how they're not like actually beating on each other, and it's more of like different ways of fighting. This is like I said before, Spider-Man just kicks the shit out of Goblin. He's like, there's like wrestling moves that are being used. It's really, really fun watching these characters fight. There's at the beginning when Doc Ock first shows up, there's a really cool fight when the Iron Spider, his arms come out and they fight each other, like the arms fight each other while the other two are fighting each other. It's really cool. All the fights are really well done in this movie. Again, I don't know why I have that in the spoiler section. I think you can say that without including spoilers, but that is something I have. Now, here is the big one. Now, this is something that we all expected, I feel like, except a few people. I've seen a lot of people on the internet that didn't really think this was going to happen, but I've seen a lot more people think this was going to happen, and what that is the other two Spider-Men showing up, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and they do, and it's awesome. Easily the best part of this entire movie. They do a great job as their Spider-Man. It's fantastic seeing them doing it again after all this time. And their back and forth dialogue is just fantastic. They don't bicker, but they go around and they compare their lives, and they're like talking about their time as Spider-Man, and they're like going back and forth with all their nerdy talk, and it's just really cool. It's really cool seeing all the Peters kind of like bounce off of each other like that, because they all are supposed to have like very similar personalities, so it's really cool seen them like relate over a bunch of stuff. Like they all have like spots in New York where they like to sit and zone out. They all have like their different ways of swinging. You can see that when they're swinging into battle. You can see they all have their different swinging methods. I just think that it was really well done. And I loved it. I loved it a lot. I loved almost every aspect of this movie. Literally almost everything. Like, this movie is damn near flawless to me. And while I do have dislikes, and while I didn't list that many things in my likes, I liked the whole movie. So even if there wasn't things I listed, you can still assume that I liked it. I'm not a critic. I just like movies, and I like talking about my favorite movies. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. You've seen this. Let me know what you liked about it, what you disliked about it, what you thought they could have changed. Am I wrong? Am I right? Let me know. I love talking to you guys in the comments. That's all I got. This was kind of quick. This was all over the place, and I apologize because it seems a bit lazy, and it might be a little bit lazy, but I wanted to get something out right after I saw the movie. I didn't want to wait a few weeks. Even though that might have been a right move, I probably should have, let my thoughts kind of settle a little bit, but I wanted to engage in dialogue with people that had just seen the movie as well. So, yeah, seriously, I want you guys to tell me what you thought about it and talk to me about the movie in the comments, because I want to be able to engage with fans about this, because this was a huge experience, and I want to be able to talk about it with more people than my brother. So, that is all. I will probably see you guys again this weekend. Alright, and that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.